Do you
Right.
recall where you were?
When I was arrested?
No, where you were when the last interruption happened.
No.
Where you were in this we were talking about.
No. Do you know, Barry?
No. Okay, I think you...
You're talking about Ray Jordan, your conversation with Ray Jordan.
Okay. So I tried to call Ray Jordan initially, and he refused to accept my call. And after I was arrested, there were various calls from different people. Mark Witt's call was probably the most upsetting because he didn't leave many alternatives as a handling for this situation. See, I felt that when I was arrested, that management would send their attorneys immediately to help me, you know, because I really, when I came out of the airport and I was arrested by Bill Kemp, and first the customs agents grabbed me. And I said, are you sure it's me you're looking for? I couldn't believe it. It was like, why? You know, what, do you know my name? I kept on asking, do you know my name? And they said, yes, we do. I said, what is my name? And I couldn't believe that they were arresting me. I couldn't understand why. And the first thing that went through my mind is maybe they knew about the driver's license that Frank Thompson let me use, which was for Robert Walker, the one they made up at the ethics office. I said, but why would they be arresting me for that? I said, maybe it's illegal to have another driver's license. And it wasn't until Kemp gave me the complaint in the office at the airport that it hit me what was going on. And even so, I didn't understand what the complaint was for, or what was it for, because it said Larkspur, California, and I didn't know. I was never there. I didn't even know where Larkspur was. And of course, he wanted to ask me questions, but I didn't have an attorney, and my father was there, and he told me not to answer any questions unless I had an attorney, so I didn't say anything. But on the way to MCC, where he took me, I was trying to explain to him that it was important that we met because he could do something about the AIDS virus. I was trying to explain to him about the caffeine. Remember the other day he mentioned that he had communicated the information to the other agents. But I said to him, that's the real main reason why we met, because you don't have this data. And it's vital that you do, because people are dying. And I explained it to him, you know. But
So what about Ray Jordan?
Yeah, let's keep this principally to the story that begins with the first suggestion that you do an end of cycle. Those are the parts of it, and everything that follows from that is what I'm principally interested in this question.
well, I asked what was going to be done now about my mission, my purpose, my goals, and I was told that it would have to be put on hold, and that it couldn't be done. And I said, what do you mean it couldn't be done? How can you not clear half a planet? You know. Anyway, two people in the Miami org explained it to me. First was Mark Witt. When it really came down to it, he told me that what they would do for me in doing an end of cycle, there'd be a fair exchange, and they would guarantee me safe passage through the Between Lives area, where I could come back in a Scientology Sea Org family and have my full bridge paid for, which is what I was trying to do now. And there would be no doubt that I could go to full OT8 or whatever the level was. But I had some other data, and I questioned it. The data was the fact that when you return, you could do a shift in time and I could wind up in the year 1200. What guarantee could there be that I would come back in a Sea Org family right now in this time period? And it's sort of, I detected a little bit of, like, over the phone, you know, in your TRs, you drill on knowing a person's reaction. And I detected a little bit of like Q&A and back off with Mark Witt, that he didn't really have an answer, but he came up with an answer. But I didn't really know if it was the real answer. But it might be. He said that regardless of the way the Between Lives area works, we have tech to bypass it, to get you through it and deliver what we promise. So it sounded like a good idea.
Did he explain to you what that tech was?
He said it's upper level tech that I would be briefed on, and I'd have to come down to the org. And of course, I was supposed to see the DSA Miami, Humberto Fontana, but I don't really like Humberto very much.
Did he tell you that it was L10?
He told me that, of course, I don't know whether it was L10 or not, because L10, I was supposed to do all 3 Ls at Flag. That was part of what I was supposed to do with the bridge fund.
But he didn't mention to you the particular upper level tech that this was.
He said it was a booster. Now that could have been L10. I don't know. He didn't mention any of the Ls.
Okay.
He said it was booster tech.
Why didn't you like Humberto?
Because he cut me right here with the scissor. When he regarding the car, when I took money out to buy the car.
What was that money for?
Supposed to be for the bridge, but it was the money from the cases that they didn't want touched. And I was having some problems, some ethics problems, because I was always being routed to ethics. I mean, it's time already. I was supposed to start. Why did I have to wait for the entire $500,000 to come in? Why couldn't I at least start? I was ready. They had promised me that I would be starting by the beginning of '88, and nothing was really happening on it. You know, and it sounded like another case with the Golden Era Productions thing, where they say something and they weren't doing it for some reason.
So you were supposed to have the $500,000 collected to do what? To go up the bridge?
To be at Flag, to get going up the bridge you can do in all kinds of orgs, except when you get to you can do at an org like Miami, you go through Class 5, which is NED. Then you go to a St. Hill org to do level 6, and then you go to AOLA, which would be you would I'm talking about the training side of the bridge now, you know, at AOLA or a Celebrity Center. Well, no, I don't know about Celebrity Center. AOLA for sure. And from AOLA, after you...
No, aren't you talking about the auditing side?
Well, I'm talking about both sides, really,
okay.
You know. But my CS told me, which is Mark Witt's wife, Lisa Witt, she told me that with my case being so pivotal and critical for the future of clearing planet Earth, because I was the only proof they had that was demonstrable about Christianity being a fraud, that I had to be trained at Flag. And I said, when am I going to start? Trained and audited, processed. The whole works. Training I was getting, but processing, I needed to get processed by a Class 12. I was promised, when I have that money, it'll cover a Class 12, it'll cover all my L's, it'll cover going to the free winds, doing OT8, and even OT9. They would...
You were explaining what it was that Humberto did to you.
Humberto, when he was very angry. So
what did you do?
I took $50,000 out of their account, and I bought an Olante.
Well, was it their account or was it your account?
Well, it was in my name, you know, but I wasn't allowed to use that money except for going up the bridge.
And this was money you got from...
This was money that was got from the class action lawsuits.
Okay.
And to this day, when they put the cigarette burns, and he and Charlie Fox put the burns on my hands, they haven't healed. So I didn't really want to go down to see Humberto, because Humberto can be very, very cruel. Needless to say. But Umberto called me.